Hi, Matt.
Hi.
How are you today?
The usual, my cheerful self,
Yeah.
being happy.
It's weird that we're exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah, it's not really like us, is it?
No, it's bullshit. Everyone knows that we're probably lying.
We feud off podcast.
We also feud on podcast.
True.
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Yeah, we can't hide our hate for each other.
We really can't. Yet, we still do this podcast together.
Yeah.
I mean, that is mainly because Chris abandoned me, so I had to recruit you again.
Yeah, recruit me. Like I'm some kind of, minion.
I managed to shaft you for so long.
You did what with my shaft?
I did nothing with nothing. Nothing.
That's lowered the tone already, hasn't it?
Yeah, you just because we're so highbrow. How dare you make that type of joke?
To be fair, it
wasn't
my
even,
turn.
No, Matt, stop.
Yeah.
It wasn't even funny. If you're going to do a lowbrow joke, at least make it funny.
Yeah, but it was my turn to do one, because it's usually you.
I never do these types of jokes.
You do, you do those kind of jokes. God.
I would never get involved in that kind of smut.
Sure.
How dare you? I have not ever made a that's what she said joke. Ever, either. I totally didn't do it last night.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Oh, God, we're so mature.
I know. I think that's what people love about us.
Like, why are you listening? Maybe go outside. Go to the park.
People. Yeah.
Maybe not Leakin Park, but just to a park somewhere.
Yeah.
Or, go for a walk around Cleveland.
And get cut up.
Yeah.
In your car, get cut up by another driver.
Yeah, or like go missing like the Jameson family and show up a few years later, died of natural causes or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what happened? Exposure. I'm really digging into the archives. I couldn't remember all the episodes that we'd done. So I'm just like, which is the first one that we did? Oh, that one. I'll remember that one.
It's not showing up in a traditional sense.
What isn't?
Being dead. Being discovered dead.
Well, yeah.
It's not like they chose to kind of reveal.
Hey, and we don't know. We don't know what happened to them. They could have chosen to die.
Possibly.
Maybe not the little girl.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't have had a choice in the matter, but...
I don't think kids grow up wanting to kill themselves, do they?
I hope not.
It's not every little kid's dream, so...
No. Did you see my message about our killers and serial killers that we do in this podcast?
Yeah, I did. I get your point, but there's black serial killers as well.
Okay, maybe we should fill them in because they couldn't see the message.
Yeah, otherwise I just sound a bit racist there.
Yeah, you sound really racist. Basically, I was just looking through, I was listening to another podcast and I saw our one and I was just looking through and thinking of ideas of maybe what we could do next.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through and realised all the ones that we do related to murder, all of the perpetrators or the suspects are white men. And then I posed a question to Matt. How come the prisons are full of people of colour, yet these white men seem to be off serial murdering? And then I said, white privilege. I bloody well said it. White privilege.
Yeah, but they've committed crimes as well. I'm pretty sure they've killed people.
Probably. I'm sure they have. But come on, look at it. Look at our track record. I know we haven't covered every serial killer in the world.
Yeah, they tend to be the most well-known ones, though.
That's true. The ones that get away with it, because they're never suspects.
Yeah.
Bet Jack the Ripper was white, too.
Probably most likely.
Yeah. We've never done an Asian serial killer. Or should we do an Asian serial killer episode so I could represent my people?
Yeah. It'll probably be about you, because I know for sure you killed your cleaner.
My cleaner is well and alive, and she's taken the rusty old bike from my gardens? The rusty old bikes from my garden.
Yeah, really. So she's not still in your wardrobe then?
She was never in my wardrobe. But funnily enough, her husband, who is a handyman, actually built my wardrobe.
You made her poor husband build her coffin for her.
That's exactly what I did.
You're sick. You're one of the sickest killers I've ever heard about.
Again, how many times do I have to tell you, right? I am too lazy to be a serial killer. I can talk about it, but I can't be bothered to go out and do it.
You didn't go out and do it, though. You did it in the comfort of your own home.
I can't be bothered to do that, because then the clean-up. How am I supposed to clean it up when I've just killed the cleaner?
That's your own fault for killing the cleaner.
Then who cleaned up after me? Because you know for a fact I'm too lazy to, like, cover my tracks.
I bet you're still a bit dirty in there.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I love how we might be giving
Is
people
Lana
tips.
still alive?
Lana? No, she's gone. She's buried in Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah. I carted her off to Southampton today.
Oh, so she's going to be discovered soon then.
Who knows? I mean, isn't there like a port there? Let's just say I tossed her in the water.
Well, if that's what you get up to.
Yeah. No, me and Lana just watch shit films together. That's what we get up to.
Well, that's pretty much the same as murder, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're on the same wavelength, but you can laugh at... Actually, you can laugh about both of them.
What shit films did you watch?
We watched a film yesterday. I keep forgetting what it's called, which is also not a good sign about the film, is it?
No.
It's called The City of Tiny Lights, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw Lana's story.
So the main reason we watched it was because of Riz Ahmed, who is an amazing actor. Mm-hmm. He's British, of Pakistani descent. So he's the only brown brother I see on screen. Oh, and Adil Akhtar, obviously. Adil Akhtar is seriously underrated, by the way. He's great in comedy. He's great in drama. Look him up if you don't know who he is.
Adil?
Adeel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Akhtar, A-K-H, I think, T-A-R.
Oh.
Like, he was in Four Lions, he was in Utopia, and then he did, like, a TV movie last year, I think it was, called Murdered by My Father. He was amazing.
All right. I thought you were saying the ideal actor.
No. Adil Akhtar is also another brown actor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so City of Tiny Lights. My God. I didn't exactly go in with high expectations, but I like the idea of what they were trying to do. They were trying to do like an London urban detective neo-noir type thing.
Yeah.
But the story was shit. The casting was so off. They had Billie Piper playing like a street girl from London who made good, and she couldn't sound like a normal person if she tried. She's way too posh. And I was a better detective than Riz. I'm sorry. I was a better detective than Riz. And everything's like handheld. Handheld camera work is good in certain situations, right?
Yeah.
And they're only good throughout the whole film if it's like a handheld film, like you're doing like a Blair Witch type thing. And even that I don't really like that much. But this movie, so much handheld camera work. There was one of a tilt up, a crane, handheld.
Yeah.
There was no point of that shot whatsoever. Yet they did it handheld, tilt up, to give a gritty view of a crane. Oh God. And like they'd have flashbacks and I didn't know it was a flashback for so long. I thought it was a different story going on.
Yeah.
Until a guy appeared and he had a totally 90s haircut. Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, that's the characters that we've just met. This is their flashback and their backstory. And the casting was so off between the kid versions, not even kid versions, they were teenagers, so they should have their formed features, right? That they're going to have for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Like, jaw and nose and hair. But somehow the casting director, my God, these teens did not look like their adult counterparts at all. And the story was way too predictable. I was expecting so much more than that. I had it sussed in about 5 minutes. And it seemed like this detective we're following, who is supposed to be great and who's supposed to be urban, who we're supposed to relate to, didn't until the final moments of the film. My rant about the flashbacks. The flashbacks did nothing. They were trying to teach us the backstory, tell us the backstory of all the main characters and build a relationship with the audience, as well as showing their relationship on screen or in their past life to see where they are in the present. It didn't work on any level whatsoever. I know I just said any level, but I actually mean any level.
So you liked it then?
I loved it because it was so bad. So I had like a bitch and rant about it. Again, I did like the idea of it. But I will say one thing. I loved the lead character's dad. He was amazing.
What did he do?
He was just there, man. He was just there.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
to
that's all
amaze
he
you.
needed to do. The best character in the movie never left the house.
Mm.
Oh God,
that's our kind of person, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But wow, that movie, man, that movie. I thought it was going to be a grander conspiracy than it was.
Yeah.
But no, it ended up being something really banal. The one thing that really grated on me was that I couldn't pinpoint what part of London it was. It said so many different locations. The thing about British films is you know where they're set.
Yeah.
That's the unique thing about them. They represent real life, our culture, our heritage. But with this film, no, I couldn't tell where it was. At one moment, he was talking about Ruislip, then he was talking about Acton, then he said Manor, and I thought, oh, he meant Manor House. But no, I think he was just saying, oh, our Manor, bruv. So I really have no idea. I'm a Londoner, I have no idea where that movie's supposed to be set, which is really bad.
When there's cranes in a film, you know you're slumming it, though.
Yeah. It was good that there was such a variety of characters colour-wise.
Yeah.
But the problem is the film is shit, so it's not exactly the best representation of it.
Yeah.
And when the credits came up, I had to laugh because the director, can't remember his name, but it was the whitest name I've ever seen. And I think it was an excuse just for him to use the word Paki constantly.
Who wrote it, though?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I was too busy laughing during the credits. And I was just like, oh my God. The only reason that we actually watched it was because I've got the Limitless, you know, OG Limitless. If I had to pay for that movie individually, there's no way I would have gone. Yeah, so I was really hoping there was a massive conspiracy in the film, and I was thinking, something related to the spooks, the CIA, maybe it's something related to the main character's mother, because she's mentioned briefly and a picture is shown of her, but no one actually says anything about her. But no, there was no conspiracy. It was just a banal storyline.
Well, at least you had fun.
Oh my God, you're so shit.
Why?
How many times did I say conspiracy in the past 10 minutes?
Oh.
See, you say that I'm shit at doing segues, right? You never pick up on one.
That's how shit your segues are.
Oh, fuck off. I've actually said the word conspiracy.
That's too obvious for it. You did it in the film. I'm genuinely thinking you think there's a fucking conspiracy in this film.
And I emphasised the word conspiracy. And I repeated what I said before because you didn't pick it up. And I emphasised conspiracy even more. And you still didn't get it.
Yeah, because you're talking about you're so passionate about this film. I'm thinking you're being genuine about this film.
I was being genuine. And then you didn't pick up on the conspiracy before. So I decided to repeat conspiracy several times.
Well, it's your own fault.
Oh my God, you're useless.
You should have done about UFOs, then I would have gotten it.
I didn't watch a film involving UFOs yesterday.
Well, you should have done. It would have worked a lot better.
You're such a twat. I think I don't even want to look at you, you muppet. I'm just going to walk off. You know, future Tarmin can put on the intro music while I go walk off in a huff. So you can piss right off, Matt.
Okay.
Okay. I'm walking away.
I'm hanging up.
That's my footsteps.
Very light footsteps.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're a mouse, not a human being.
I'm gone.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Thank God she's gone.
I'm back now.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Have you, smartened up now so we can do this episode or what?
What do you mean smartened up?
Well, because you were an idiot 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, sure.
So have you, become studious?
Yeah, I've always been studious.
Bullshit.
You know, just because you're rubbish at doing segues.
You're rubbish at picking up segues, all right? Okay, you're rubbish at making segues actually work.
Yeah, but don't talk about your bloody film then when you're trying to do a segue.
Oh my God, the film was a segue.
Yeah, but don't talk about your film.
Oh my God.
I think you're talking about your fucking film.
Oh my God.
Instead of this.
You know, I'm going to walk off again. The intro music has to be played again. I'm going to walk off again.
See, this is why we feud.
Bye. Bye. Titwank.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, so should we do this shit then?
Yeah. Who are we talking about this week, Tarman?
We're actually talking about Rolf Harris.
Oh, fuck.
I'm joking, we're not talking about Rolf Harris.
Did he have to touch his didgeridoo? Or whatever it is.
Okay, this week we are talking about Max Spiers. It's not Spiers, it's Spiers. And me and Matt both knew that.
Oh, yeah.
How could we not know that?
Yeah, I wasn't the one who said it's definitely Max Spiers.
I wasn't the one that posed the question, is it Spears or Spires?
Yeah.
I wasn't the one that went on YouTube and says, maybe we should figure it out before we actually record this thing.
That's dedication, though.
Usually we don't, and we get ripped on those, so...
Yeah, true.
Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about Max Spiers, and the reason we decided to talk about Matt. Oh, God, I'm going to get so confused.
God, I'm going to be a bloody nutter this week, aren't I?
Shit, I'm going to get so confused with you and Max. Okay. The reason we decided to talk about Max Spiers is because we thought we've been doing too many murders of late and death.
Yeah.
So we decided to just go into like a good old conspiracy theory. So we decided on Max Spiers somehow. So if none of you know about him, or any of you don't know about him, he is a major conspiracy theorist. So he banged on a lot about a lot of stuff, basically, that isn't proven, like reptilian humanoids and all that jazz. Should we run through some of the things that he was into?
No.
No?
No, go on then.
No? No? Okay. You know what's funny?
What?
The big list that I found, do you want to know where it's from?
Where?
The Sun. It could be all bullshit and we wouldn't know.
You actually read The Sun for this?
I actually read The Sun for this.
Oh.
That's dedication, I think. I read so many different random shit for this episode. There's so much. So many tabloids and stuff were on this.
That's going beyond the Call of Duty, that is. Having to read The Sun just for this.
I also read the Daily Mail.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you, Tarman?
I know. I made myself sick a bit.
The tabloids love this kind of stuff, though, don't they?
The tabloids do, because it's death, it's tackling establishment figures, it's playing on people's fears.
Yeah.
It's beautiful for them. It's like, getting a ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Oh, I love Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah, okay. So a few of the things that he was interested in, or he banged on about.
Not sexually, we should add.
I shouldn't have used that. A few of the things that he wrote about, because he did his own blogging and stuff, and if you Google, you could probably find it. Well, they include him being a victim, as in Max Spiers being a victim of mind control developed by Nazis who are trying to take over the world. So the general idea behind this is the New World Order. So I think we've actually discussed it in a past episode.
Probably.
You taught me about it, I think.
Oh, I know all about that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically Nazis that are still around that are trying to basically take over the world and develop a type of Fourth Reich.
Inservative.
No, ours is called the Sixth Reich, remember?
Oh yeah, I could keep forgetting
Group
about that.
conversation. Oh, God, we didn't have to say that. So we have talked about the MK Ultra program, I think, as well, a little bit.
What's that again? Remind me.
That's basically a mind control program that was developed by... I thought it was the CIA, but I guess not. Oh. It's based on Satanism. Actually, no, I'm thinking of hallucinogenics. That was the CIA, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they used acid and LSD and stuff. Like MK Ultra is completely different. So MK Ultra is based on Satanism, and it's this type of mind control. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because when I was mind controlled, they made me forget how it worked.
Yeah, because that was one of his things, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he believed that Nazis who hadn't been killed and lived on had joined forces with Britain and the US to bring a new world order. They used MK Ultra on the general public to conform to their new regime. And apparently, he woke up. I think that's the phrase that he used. He woke up from the mind control and remembered everything that had happened to him.
Yeah.
And his mind control conditioning.
Yeah, because I think he spoke about a kind of mind control recovery that he had to kind of keep up or something like that.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of combat them trying to control your mind.
Yeah, so it's sort of like trying to regain memories, or you focus on certain memories and they bleed back into your actual life type of thing.
Yeah.
And apparently he had been brainwashed constantly.
For his whole life.
Yeah, but if he's admitting to have been brainwashed, I instantly don't believe him, because I'm just like, oh no, he's been brainwashed. You can't believe a word he says.
Yeah.
He shot himself in the foot there, didn't he?
Yeah, silly sausage.
Such a sausage.
Yeah. So what else was he into?
Well, I'm still haven't moved on from this MK Ultra Nazi
still on that
thing. There's just a few more things. He thinks big pharma companies, pharmaceutical companies, were helping the Nazis control and create false memories to the general public. And apparently fake therapists and psychiatrists were also involved. I know it's bad to say, but I think if this man were alive right now, I just spoiled it.
Damn.
But, well, I'm pretty sure the title of the episode actually spoiled it. I love how we segue in episodes to get to the point when the listeners already know what it's about.
Yeah.
Unless we use a really, really random title.
Yeah, but then are they going to listen? It's random. Yeah.
True. As I was saying, if this guy was alive, I think Donald Trump would probably be friendly with him.
Probably.
Another one of his theories is the human race is controlled by TV, government propaganda, and falsified history. Me and Matt sort of somewhat agree with this. We agree that, like, advertisers, the media, the government, they sell us a story that they want us to know, or they want us to believe. Because it actually does happen. Media manipulation, PR. That's why people have PR people.
Spin.
So, yeah, exactly. Our minds are really easy to mould. We get exposed to whatever they want us to see. It's like that old test, you know, Arab man, a picture of an Arab man, and the next picture is a bomb. Then you're going to relate the Arab man to the bomb. You've heard about that, haven't you?
I hadn't, but I'm enlightened now.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a general thing, that people use it as an example.
Yeah.
That's how they force people to believe a certain way.
Yeah.
In the media, like, you're going to think all Arabs are, you know, terrorists, when it's actually not true. It's a handful. So that's the kind of one that we believe.
I don't think to the extent that he did, though.
Yeah, not to the extent that he did. So he believes around 2 million Americans that were under the MK Ultra mind control program was controlled by the TV, government propaganda, and falsified history. According to him, JFK's assassination and the death of Princess Diana were rituals for brainwashing, and 9/11 was the false flag in their operation to deceive the public into thinking the bombs were carried out by terrorists instead of the government. I mean, that is actually a conspiracy theory, not led by him, though, because everyone has those conspiracy theories about 9/11. Like, was it an inside job? I mean, and some people have flagged up the Jews or something, apparently, because a few of them called in sick to work that day, or whatever.
What, Jews?
Yeah. I think I read that somewhere. I just think people are trying to make many theories out of something heinous that happened.
I was about to say the Jews are always to blame. That's the conspiracies always do that. They always make the Jews kind of. At some point, you'll come on to
the conspiracy theorists do that, but the media does the Muslims.
Yeah,
basically anyone but Christians, and I guess you can't really say anything about Buddhists because they're quite peaceful people.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't hear too many Hindu ones, do you?
Or Sikhs.
No.
Well, I actually don't know the numbers, but I don't know if Hinduism is as widespread worldwide as Judaism and Islam. But I don't know the figures, like, because I know there's like 1.7 billion Muslims in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Christian numbers, but I'm pretty sure they're fairly high.
Probably.
Yeah. We're getting a bit distracted here, aren't we?
Yeah, possibly.
My favourite one is Black Magicians for all the world. Because apparently they're at the top of the New World Order. And they use black magic because they don't mean the racist stuff.
Yeah, that Tommen totally got.
Yeah. So basically these black magicians, they use magic to, you know, help enforce the New World Order. To be honest, I think most of these theories are about the New World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and reptilian humanoids.
Which we solved. We solved that one.
Speaking of reptilian humanoids, apparently Prince Charles, Jimmy Savile and the Bush family are or were reptilian humanoids.
Yeah, I think we covered that, didn't we?
Yeah, and we also just counted that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, if you want to know more about the reptilian humanoid incident, you have to go back and listen to the episode.
I just like the idea that a reptilian humanoid's the Duke of Cornwall.
Who makes sausages.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of wasted on him because people don't generally like him. They'd rather have the younger ones, don't they? Like Harry and Will.
Yeah, people want to skip from the Queen to William, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one of his theories is... This is actually one of my favourites. Because this guy likes to insert himself into the stories, it feels like. Because, you know, there's like an objective narrator. He is not an objective narrator.
No.
He is definitely not. So apparently another one is that he was involved in a mysterious Nazi project which aimed to create the perfect race.
Oh.
Apparently as a child, Max was part of the IBIS project. IBIS.
Oh.
So I don't actually know what they stand for. I probably should have looked it up, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Which apparently ran for 8 years until 1980. Apparently, this was part of the Nazis' visions to create the perfect race because, you know, they were all about the Aryan race back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably like that. Apparently, they were doing specific types of breeding and surrogacy type things and feeding them certain specific chemicals and drugs to get what they desired.
And he thinks he was part of this.
He thinks he was a child involved in that. He thinks he basically thinks he's the perfect child, perfect adult.
He did know that the Nazis thought the perfect Aryan was like blonde and blue-eyed or whatever.
Maybe he's the failure.
Yeah.
Because, you know, every scientific project has its failures. I mean, you get more failures than you do successes.
Yeah.
And you get so many failures before you actually get to the success.
Yeah. He does like to put himself into these.
Yeah, he really does. Another one of his theories is that he believed there's underground cities in London and Los Angeles that were actually developed. I don't know if it's by the MK Ultra program or used for the MK Ultra program.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were pre-existing. So there are massive cities underneath where when people enter, we enter a subconscious mind or something like that. I don't quite get it.
Yeah, I don't get it, but it does kind of sound interesting.
Yeah. So he believes once we actually go into those cities, we enter a subconscious state. And I guess that was prime for mind melding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or reinforcing mind control of sorts. Yeah. So that's an odd one.
Yeah. Sounds quite surrealistic, that one.
Yeah. And there's another one about Fourth Reich, but we actually sort of went into that when we were talking about the New World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the New World Order is part of the Fourth Reich.
Let's not go too much more into that one.
Yeah.
We've got history there.
Yeah, there's too much history. Ah, okay. So the Dulce base that me and Matt were discussing before, because we don't know if it's Dulce or Dulce. But I said because Dulce. I said because of Dolce and Gabbana, let's just call it Dulce. But then we realised it's in New Mexico, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows if that is how it's said? Apparently, there is a base there that's run by both aliens and humans. and they kidnap and experiment on people. And part of the experimenting is, of course, mind control and cloning. Apparently the base was built in 1979, I think it was.
Yeah, sounds believable.
Oh, no, actually, no. That's it. An engineer called Philip Schneider claimed that he helped build the base in 1979. And apparently around that time there was a battle between humans and aliens that killed 60 people.
Ooh.
And according to Schneider, according to Schneider, there's actually a lot more underground bases around the world. So about 1,477.
Wow.
Which is very specific. And I don't understand how he would know that. And apparently they cost 17 billion each.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So that is one of the theories that Spiers peddled.
Conveniently, a lot of this stuff happens underground.
Yeah, who's going to go underground? If conspiracy theorists go underground and don't actually see anything, they'll say they were mind-washed.
Yeah. Like, also, where's the proof of these underground things as well?
I don't know. It's built in science fiction, I feel.
God.
Yeah.
These conspiracy theories, they must not, like, travel on the tube and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been underground plenty, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we all have basements.
Oh, those tubes, the problem with like the underground is it makes you think you're going from one place to another place.
When you're actually staying in the same place.
Yeah.
It's just your subconscious that's making you think you are going from Kennington to Waterloo.
Exactly.
So that's a brief summary of what Max Spiers believed in. Ha! Brief.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
It wasn't too long. So, but that's actually not the point of this episode. Something actually happened to Max Spiers.
Yeah, Spiers.
Yeah. So he died at some point in his life, which usually happens.
So specific.
Yeah. For Max Spiers, he died on July the 16th, 2016. So less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So we probably should have thought twice before doing this episode because people in his life are still alive.
True.
Yeah. Probably should have thought about that before we started taking the piss.
You said all the insulting stuff, so I'm
How
fine.
did I say anything insulting? I just discussed, like, black magic, and I gave you all my marvellous knowledge on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Max Spiers, aside from the theorist, he was a 39-year-old man. He was born in Canterbury, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Canterbury. He went to school with Orlando Bloom, which is the weirdest thing about him. And
I actually kind of feel sorry for him.
Because he went to school with Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, I kind of actually like the guy.
What, Orlando Bloom?
No, not Orlando Bloom. Max Spiers.
Spiers. You like the guy because he went to Orlando Bloom and lived to tell... He didn't actually live to tell about it, though, did he?
Oh, no. Charming. So insensitive. Bloody hell.
But I can't help it. I just say stuff. It's like people at work. I say stuff and they think I'm joking, so they laugh, and I'm just like, no, this is just me being me, man.
Oh, you're so misunderstood, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm so misunderstood. I'm like Justin Bieber. God, give him a break. I don't actually know if Justin Bieber's done anything recently, but I'm just going to go with the odds and say he has.
He's probably released just another brilliant song that we all really want to listen to.
Or, defaced the Anne Frank Museum's visitor logbook.
Yeah.
Or, egged some people's houses.
She would have been a believer, though.
She totally would have been a believer.
You've got to listen to some tunes when you're hiding.
And it's like, baby, oh! Do you remember that day?
No.
I don't know if you were there, but it was in first year of uni. We were at a screening and someone's phone went off and it was just that song.
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, a phone went off, totally lost track of everything that was going on in the world. I started laughing, walked out.
That's tragic, that is.
Yeah, I walked out and decided to go get food.
Yeah.
So Max Spiers, who we're discussing, he was born in Canterbury in 1976, went to school with Orlando Bloom, which I will repeat, is the weirdest thing about him. He spent some time in the US, but he had come back to the UK just before his death to live with his mother. He did have a history of drug abuse and mental issues, though, didn't he?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He may have had some type of schizophrenia.
Oh yeah, I did read a little bit about it. People. Some people suggested he slipped back into this, hadn't he?
Yeah, I think he showed signs of schizophrenia, but it might have just been the drug abuse.
Yeah.
Am I doing this whole episode by myself, Matt?
Maybe.
Fuck's sake.
Why?
Right. So he started off using like pain relief and stuff, and then it went on to hard heroin, and his behaviour went all out of whack.
That kind of stuff does that kind of thing to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. So apparently he had signs of schizophrenia, which could have been related to drug abuse. But if he actually did have schizophrenia, the drug abuse would have actually made it worse.
Yeah.
Or some sort of underlying mental illnesses would make it worse.
Yeah. Like that guy who tried to eat that woman in Wales, or did eat that woman.
In Wales?
Yeah. Did you not hear that one?
No.
It was at some like motel or hotel in Wales, and he'd just been released like 2 weeks before or something like that, and he was schizophrenic and he was taking drugs as well, and he was having hallucinations, and he tried to eat this woman.
I do not know of this person.
No, it's been
but
in the news
I will look
recently.
it up. I don't have enough time in the world to read all the news that's going on around the world.
But it's got everything you love: cannibalism, drugs.
Okay, well,
What else
maybe
do you
I'll come across it at 3 a.m. at some point, which is usually how I get my cannibalism stories. So,
Okay, back to Max.
Max, as well as his drug abuse and possible mental issues, he did suffer from anxiety. When I don't know if it was specifically when he was a child or when he was an adult as well.
Yeah.
Because he claimed to have numerous out-of-body experiences and things like that. And he also believes that he first saw a UFO at age 5, I think it was. Well, not UFO, but he claimed to see alien type people, or maybe Men in Black type people, one of those type people surrounded by lights outside of his bedroom window.
Yeah.
Which I say is aliens.
Yeah.
Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Did you actually mention that he was technically like a ufologist, or whatever you say it?
Ufologist.
Ufologist.
The thing is, I think you could say it either way. If ufologist, or I like to say ufologist. Because I just prefer to say the one word.
Yeah.
Rather than UFOologist.
Yeah, that sounds better, to be honest.
Yeah. To be honest, a person that believes that aliens and reptilian humanoids and the New World Order and the Fourth Reich exist, I do think we don't actually even need to state that he's a ufologist.
Yeah, I suppose, but...
Because he believes that aliens exist, so...
Yeah, they've got here somehow.
Yeah. Unless they teleported. Oh,
yeah.
Let's start another conspiracy theory.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Not another one.
Okay, so that's very brief. I was more brief about his life than I was about his conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what else I could say. Is there anything you want to add?
I don't think we know much more really about his life, do we?
No, other than the drug abuse and the injury. He had an injury which led to his drug abuse, because I said it started from pain meds. But other than that...
Yeah, I think I read he was a father of 2 or something like that.
Oh, yes, he was also a father of 2. And me and Matt were discussing his relationship status at the time. It's confusing to both of us. Because, so there are some reports saying that a woman named Monica Duval was his girlfriend at the time. And apparently he was staying at her home in Poland when he died. But other sources say that he wasn't in a relationship with her, and he'd only just gotten to know her. Some sources say that Sarah Evans was his girlfriend at the time of his death. Other sources say that that's his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and Monica I think she was a science
fiction writer.
And I think they were going to, I don't remember, they were going to do a project together or something like that.
Well,
or she was going to help him do something.
I could see why they would do a project together, because his theories are kind of like science fiction. I mean, the Man in the High Castle probably stole some ideas from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so in July of 2016, he was in Poland to go to a conference because there are conferences for conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
I guess there's conferences for everything.
Yeah.
There's Star Trek conferences, actually. So a conspiracy theorist conference shouldn't be too weird.
It's
But I guess
conferences
Star
for
Trek,
stamp collectors. So
yeah. I guess the Star Trek conferences aren't really conferences, they're conventions.
I suppose maybe you could call it conference more than a convention, even more than a conference.
I guess it's only a convention if there are like visitors and people selling you shit. Whereas a conference is people just getting to know each other, right?
Well, no, a conference is more an actual, like there's a point to it. You're trying to educate or something like that.
Okay.
You're trying to bring together ideas. So it's sharing knowledge more than...
True, okay. Right, so he was in Poland. He was in Warsaw, Poland. I think that's it. That's where he was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Warsaw, Poland, for a conference for conspiracy theorists, because I've said that 20 times now. And he was found dead on the 16th of July, 2016. So prior to his death, he was coughing up black fluid.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell... I didn't get any other description other than black fluid. I didn't get whether it was like watery type fluid or if it was more thicker than that. Because if it was thicker, I think ectoplasm, easy. Ghosted it. But yeah, I didn't really get any descriptions other than it was a black fluid. But I don't know where the black fluid came from. Did it come from like the ambulance that were called, or the Monica Duval, or a friend, or...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because I couldn't tell whether that was part of like the autopsy or whether...
Well, because I read it started happening before he died. Just before he died.
I wasn't sure whether that was an official like medical diagnosis or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know. That's why it's a bit iffy to me.
Yeah.
So, following his death after coughing up black fluid of some sort, possibly, the Polish police investigated it because it was in Poland, not in Britain.
Yeah.
And they decided he died of natural causes, even though he was 39 years old. And they didn't even do an autopsy on him.
Yeah.
So that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
And the British government didn't actually request that they do an autopsy or anything. They just stayed out of it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which, again, is weird.
Yeah, it does leave, like, a few questions.
Yeah. It wasn't until December of that year, 2016, so only a few months ago, that the British government decided that they were going to launch an inquest into his death.
Yeah. I guess probably because the tabloid media may probably made so much about it.
Probably, but the weird thing is that it's a British national, so the British government has to get involved somehow.
Yeah.
Like, Madeleine McCann didn't get kidnapped on this British soil, did it? How much money did they spend?
Yeah.
And it happens time and time again. If something happens to a British national in another country, the British government has to get involved. It's just the norm.
Do they always get involved, though?
Unless it's actually genuinely someone died of natural causes.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for them to get involved then.
Yeah. I just thought that was like high-profile cases.
Well, if it's well, I guess the Polish... Yeah, I guess maybe because they ruled it and natural causes, maybe they normally wouldn't for that case. Yeah, they probably wouldn't for natural causes. Okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing that was odd is that the Polish inquest or findings in writing, they weren't actually delivered to the family, I don't think.
They weren't?
No.
I didn't know that.
I read that somewhere. I can't remember where in my, mass array of paperwork that I read that, but I'm pretty sure I read that.
I think I did read, the family said that there had been, virtually no contact from, the Polish authorities. I think even the British authorities as well, I think she said.
Yeah, well, that makes more sense because the British didn't launch their inquest until December 2016. I guess they'd only contact them if they actually had information.
Yeah.
Another thing that was odd about his death was because a few days before, he sent his mother a text message saying, "If anything happens to me, investigate."
Yeah. If he's paranoid, though, from drug use.
Yeah, but it's a pretty harsh coincidence, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Say he died of, like, a drug overdose or something like that. It's maybe not so much of a coincidence.
Yeah, but if he had actually died of a drug overdose, the Polish authorities would have no hesitation in calling it a drug overdose.
Yeah.
That's not natural causes.
Yeah.
They would do, like, death by misadventure or death by substance abuse or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I know Poland is a different country, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as it is everywhere else.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's like the consequences of a drug overdose that looks like natural causes.
Well, they do toxicology reports. You could see if it's in someone's blood.
How's coughing up black fluid natural causes?
I don't know. That's the thing. That's why people believe that there might be something to his death that we don't know about.
Yeah.
His mum did speak out saying that he was planning on exposing the government, the entertainment industry, people in power. People might not have taken too kindly to that, which makes sense.
I guess. He probably was probing around a lot, so probably may have upset a few people or rubbed up people the wrong way.
Yeah, the thing is, right, he's a nuisance, right? It doesn't have to be what he's saying is the truth. It's just the fact that he just won't let up.
Yeah.
And he is spreading bad word of mouth. So I could possibly see how someone might want him dead, even if what he's saying isn't true.
Yeah. How official would those people be, though? Do you think?
I don't know. Most of the time, conspiracy theorists, they just get left alone because the general public don't really pay all that much attention to them.
Yeah.
Because I know we hear about it, we see it printed everywhere, all these theories and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's only like a select few of people that are actually avidly involved in it.
Yeah.
I mean, because if it was more than that, then everyone would be exposed.
Yeah.
All these conspiracies and stuff would be exposed.
Yeah. David Icke would have died ages ago. He would have been murdered. It is weird, this one, though. I think it's how unexplained it all is.
Okay, I found the quote from his mum about the paperwork from the Polish government or coroner or wherever it is. She said, "All I have is a death certificate from the Polish authorities that it's from natural causes, but no post-mortem was done. So how could they tell that?"
Yeah.
They're also refusing to release any paperwork about it to me because, absurdly, I don't have his written permission. A separate autopsy, I think, was carried out by a pathologist in Kent.
Yeah.
I guess when they'd received his body. But the mother said she still didn't know the results more than 2 months later.
Yeah.
Or whether there would be an inquest. Don't know what that means, but that's what it's written here.
I think I heard there was an inquest.
Yeah, there is an inquest. So this... Actually, I think this is an old article. So there was an inquest. So
yeah.
Apparently he had not suffered any obvious physical injuries.
Yeah.
But he could have been slowly poisoned, which is why the results of toxicology tests from his post-mortem are so important.
Yeah. I think poisoning, personally, sounds like the most convincing.
Yeah. If it was assassination, I think it's poisoning.
Yeah.
Because there are certain ways to get around, putting it in the toxicology reports. Because, you hear about it happening, small doses and levels that wouldn't get picked up, but slowly they would make you weaker and sicker.
Yeah.
And then eventually you die. It might not be from that specifically. It might be you're dying from just getting so run down because of the effects of it.
Yeah, I think that's the most believable way of doing it. And it could account for, coughing up black fluid as well, I guess.
To be honest, right, I don't actually believe that he was assassinated.
Yeah.
I don't know how he died. I do think it's very, very weird. But I don't actually think he was assassinated. Because what would the point be? It would be to silence him, right? But in death, they know that people would latch onto it because he was a very prominent in the conspiracy theory world. They know that people are going to latch onto him dying when apparently he's about to blow the lid on some, big figures in government and entertainment. They know that. So the better way to do it is through miscrediting.
Yeah.
That's how you deal with someone like that. You miscredit them. You don't assassinate them because that just leads to more questions. The amount of publicity, the amount of paperwork I've got in front of me with all these million and one different articles, which is why it's so hard for me to get my thoughts together, shows that if it was an assassination, it hasn't silenced him.
Yeah.
Because if anything, like, the rumours are more rampant. So, me personally, I don't think it was an assassination because of that.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the thing is about conspiracy theorists, they don't have much credibility beyond the conspiracy theory world.
Yeah.
So, what have they got to fear, really? The general population, by and large, isn't going to believe what he's going to say.
Yeah, and especially if you're like a massive government powerhouse that he's saying that he's going to blow the lid on. You're the government. You're, you know, the likes of Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, the CIA. You could totally just erase him from existence if you wanted to online.
Yeah.
You could stop all the publicity he gets easily. You could scrub social media accounts. That's what you do. You're spooks.
Yeah.
So I personally don't believe it was an assassination. I mean, I'd like to know what it was, but I don't think it was an assassination.
Yeah, I think the problem, like, with conspiracies as well is just because something's unexplained doesn't mean it's always a conspiracy.
No, it just means it's unexplained. There are so many unexplained things in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of them we talk about, so...
I don't know if we're putting a bit too much on this black fluid as well. You don't even know whether
I don't actually know where that came from.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps being brought up in all the articles I read, but there's no source that actually says what exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought was weird, is because I was reading through these articles, skimming through, and it's like black fluid, and I was like, who's saying that there's black fluid?
Yeah.
Maybe there was. Maybe there wasn't. We don't know that.
Also, I would have thought there would be, like, some medical opinion on that.
Yeah.
Somewhere, like, you know, some doctor saying what that could be or something like that.
Yeah, could be some sort of discharge, who knows?
Yeah.
But to be honest, I've never heard of black discharge, but still, it's out there.
Yeah.
I am thinking possibly it was the drug route, but the coroner would have ruled it a drug overdose, and people still would have said that maybe there was a massive conspiracy about his death.
I don't know, to me, it sounds something more come from, like, smoking or something like that. To me, it sounds like something that would come from your lungs or something like that.
Maybe, but there's not... Okay, so the more you smoke cigarettes, the blacker your lungs get.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one cigarette could start yellowing your lungs.
Yeah.
And there is mucus in your esophagus and in your lungs, but I've never encountered black mucus. But it could have been mucus. It could have been black mucus. We don't, like I said, we don't know the consistency of this fluid. Mucus could be fluid. It's just it's just thicker than, like, water.
Personally, that's what I'd think it would be, though, I think.
Yeah, the drugs is a bit weird because I think the coroner would easily just call it as it is. I mean, I know they might want to be protecting the family and stuff, but they'd still do their job properly.
The Polish authorities don't need to do that, do they?
No, they don't. That's not their constituents, so...
As you say, the weird thing is, it would have just been so much easier if it was a drug overdose, just to say that, rather than say natural causes.
And I don't understand not releasing the paperwork either.
Yeah, I also read that when they sent back his laptop, something was missing from that as well.
Oh, really? I didn't read that, I don't think.
I don't know if it was the hard drive or something like that.
The hard drive was missing?
Something was missing from it, because the mother, is it Mrs. Bates?
Yeah.
She asked Monica to send his personal effects back, because they hadn't been sent back. They were still in Poland for at least a week or so from when he died. Because when was his body sent back? It was sent back about a week afterwards, wasn't it?
I know it's before August 30th.
Yeah, I just thought I read that somewhere. But I also read that when his phone and laptop got sent back, there was something missing.
But it was sent back by Monica Duval, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, isn't it feasible that she could have done something?
Yeah, I think people are suspicious of her because he only just met her as well.
Yeah.
In, like, if it's a film, it does kind of sound like she's some kind of spy.
Yeah, possibly. There is one thing I forgot to say, because we were questioning the authenticity of the Polish coroner regarding this as a death by natural causes.
Yeah.
When the ambulance was called, a doctor actually arrived at the scene when he was, after he'd coughed up the black fluid.
Yeah.
They actually tried to revive him, but he didn't actually think there was anything untoward, so no one actually contacted the police.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons that an autopsy wasn't actually done at the time in Poland, because they didn't actually see it as a crime. Because no one had reported it as a crime. It was just a guy that had died.
Yeah.
So it might be nothing that they've actually done it. I can't believe I completely didn't even read that, look at that.
Yeah.
But it might be absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if the coroner had found something, even though it hadn't been reported as a crime or reported to the police, surely he would have put it down as murder or whatever, or poisoning.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it's weird that the doctor didn't call the police, but that's another conspiracy theory. Are we going to go into that?
That's probably too long, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, everything could branch off into its own little conspiracy theory.
Would the police even know he was a conspiracy theorist as well?
Well, I guess they'd have to check. It's called investigating.
Yeah.
Sometimes the police do it.
But you wouldn't be, suspicious immediately. If you knew he was a conspiracy theory, you'd be suspicious possibly immediately.
I wouldn't be suspicious of a conspiracy theorist dying, to be honest, because they're no different from anyone else.
True.
I would go, it's like innocent until proven guilty, isn't it? So I'd probably think, this guy has died. Unless someone tells me otherwise, I'm just going to think he died of natural causes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So basically, we're really boring and we just discount every conspiracy theory that we talk about. I thought we'd be different.
Yeah. Although this one is intriguing.
It is weird, and we could end up running round in circles. Maybe it was the Fourth Reich, or the New World Order, or the aliens.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it was. I mean, I personally don't think it is. I mean, it's very, like Matt said, it is very interesting, but we're going to go all around the houses if we look into everything.
Until we're living in the Fourth Reich, we won't really be able to tell, so...
Yeah, to be honest, right, if he was right, and we're all living in the Fourth Reich, and our minds have been, tampered with, would we really be questioning his death?
Yeah.
Would I say so many people, would conspiracy theorists really be questioning his death?
Yeah.
Because they're under mind control, aren't they?
Yeah. That's always the funny thing, people's conspiracy theorists say how dangerous it is doing this. You're still alive, you're still writing all this stuff. You wouldn't even be able to put this stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
If these people are like how you say they are. So.
Yeah. I have a theory though.
Oh, what's your theory?
Well, I was looking at his personal life, and there's not much on it. I knew that I latched onto the fact that he had 2 kids and he's no longer in a relationship with a mother. What if that caused him some depression? I don't know if he was close to the children. Were the children in America, because he lived in America for a while and came back, and he was living with his mum.
Yeah.
And also he had drug abuse issues in the past. Possibly mental issues, possibly. I'm not saying he was mental because I don't think it's confirmed. I think some people have just said maybe he was.
Yeah.
Possible mental issues. Maybe he's not the happiest person in the world. The mother, she's come out and said he was happy. He was healthy. But it is the mother. She has got rose-tinted glasses on. So
yeah,
I can't really take what she has said as fact. That is how she wants her son to be perceived as. That's how she perceives him. So who knows what kind of demons he actually had in him. Not me, because I don't know that much about him personally. So this is how this theory came about.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wanted to kill himself. But he wanted to still live on. So he decided to make a conspiracy theory about his death by giving himself a weird death. To be honest, I think it's more feasible than him being assassinated.
I think that's an interesting theory, that is.
Yeah, and I don't think I've seen that anywhere.
How exactly you'd go about that?
I don't know.
No.
But then it has to look like it was natural causes as well.
Yeah. How he'd make it so that the Polish authorities would put natural causes.
That's the thing. Well, that's what I'm saying, a weird way. He must have figured out a weird way. Maybe he drank something, which is why he was coughing up black fluid.
Yeah, but it'd have to be something doesn't leave a trace, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if they did a toxicology report, remember? They didn't do the autopsy. Why would they do the toxicology report? They would only see traces of it if they did a toxicology report.
Yeah, how long would it survive?
Say he drank like a chemical.
Yeah.
And then the Polish people, they didn't need to do the post-mortem because it's evident to them that they drank a chemical or whatever. Or it was death by misadventure. And then the coroner put down natural causes.
Yeah.
But then, wouldn't they put down suicide? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like my theory.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's good as any other theory we've got.
Yeah.
Because nothing completely fills the facts at the moment, really.
It gets curiouser and curiouser when I read more into it.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. I just think the whole conspiracy theory and him dying and it being so mysterious, you know, is it coincidence? Yeah.
The thing is, his conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
They weren't believable enough to make people take notice. People in the government. Because there are a lot more people that have a bigger platform that the government could take care of.
Yeah.
Because they're being detrimental. I don't think they're going to go for a conspiracy theorist, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I mean, they haven't killed Julian Assange yet, okay? He's hiding in an embassy. If they haven't gone after Julian Assange, they're not going to go after this guy. If they're not going to go after Edward Snowden, they're not going to go after this guy.
Yeah. Also, there's loads of people with like similar theories to this. Why him in particular? I think you'd have to ask.
I can't believe that he was assassinated. I'm sorry. I mean, I have no idea how he died or why the Polish didn't do the autopsy. I mean, they must have their own reasons why they didn't do it. If they genuinely thought it was natural causes, they don't do autopsies for everyone.
Yeah.
Because if it's evident that it was natural causes or it was some sort of thing that killed them, then there's no need to do an autopsy because the man hours, I mean, you can't afford it. It's time consuming. What's the point of doing it?
Yeah.
And also, he wasn't Polish. He was a British national. They handed the body back over to the family, and they're done with it.
Yeah.
It's not really their problem. They could have easily just classified it as natural causes so they didn't have to deal with the bullshit. Because if they designated a murder or suicide or drug overdose, then they'd actually have to look into it.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Sometimes police in foreign countries, they don't want to have to deal with someone foreign who's died.
Yeah, it's too much headache.
Yeah. Could just be, I mean, police incompetency happens.
Yeah, it could be, but I really don't believe that he was murdered. Maybe he was assassinated. Maybe he was murdered by, like, the girlfriend who didn't send the laptop back straight away. It could have been her. I just don't think it was from like a government or the entertainment industry because they have a bigger stage than he does. They wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
And there are so many other people they could have gone for. Why'd they go for him?
Also, there's credibility issue, as we said, with him, so...
Yeah, he's not believable. If someone like him... I'm sorry if his family members or someone are listening, because we keep saying someone like him and we keep taking the piss a bit. So sorry. I've only just remembered an hour and a half into this thing. Sorry. Yeah, I now have actually forgotten what I was going to say because I started apologising. Oh, yeah, so if someone like him or someone had the same series as him decided to come out and say, oh, Donald Trump is actually a great president, I'd actually think the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. Like, I believe aspects of it. Like, like, you know, the government controlling us or using propaganda to think a certain way. But actual mind control, no. So I get what he's saying to a certain extent, but that's it.
Yeah. What he could say could well be true.
It could be.
But he's got no proof, no concrete proof that I would believe. So
yeah,
as you say, I find it hard to believe he was assassinated.
Yeah, I just don't think, even if what he was saying was true, I don't think they would go to the trouble. I don't think he's a big enough fish.
Yeah, but there is something unexplained about his death.
Yeah, I think it's probably just that the Polish didn't want to deal with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So they write off as natural causes, so they don't actually have to do any further investigation.
Yeah.
To be honest, I know it's kind of boring, but I think that's actually just the most believable one.
Yeah. Well, as you say, it's quite recently this happened, so we may find out in the coming years. It's not like this was years ago and we still don't know what happened, so...
Yeah. We're basically fresh. We're basically talking about stuff that we have masses of rumours about, but nothing confirmed, whereas usually we talk about stuff decades after it's happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so we know this happened, we know this happened, we know people were saying this, but yeah, this is different, we don't really know. And I think they're just doing the inquest now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, some stuff might still come to light.
We should also say we're getting a lot of information from tabloids as well, so
yeah,
how much of it is believable?
Yeah, most of it is from tabloids, and I was getting really annoyed. And I was like looking, because I'd open up like 1 million pages, and I'm looking through them. It's like, okay, another tabloid, another tabloid, another tabloid. I'm just discounting everything, and then I was just like, well, that's it. I'm out of web pages then.
Yeah.
And I was like, at least the Telegraph and the Independent wrote about him though. I'll use some of that stuff.
Yeah, good old trusty papers like that.
Oh, we can't believe our papers. If anyone's woken up from like mind control, I think it's probably us. We don't trust the papers, we don't trust the internet, we don't trust the music, we don't trust the television. Yeah, that's how we get all of our sources of information.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we basically read articles and watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't even watch the YouTube videos, man.
Oh, I do.
Well, I do sometimes if I need help with pronunciations of things.
Me too.
Yeah.
I click on the how to pronounce things.
Oh, I just meant names. I know how to pronounce certain words that are maybe difficult.
Yeah.
I think that's it, really. I don't really know what more we can say about this.
Yeah.
Other than I'd like to apologise again if, Miss Bates or, the kids, Max Spiers' kids or siblings are listening to this. We did not mean to offend.
No, we didn't.
No, we just don't agree with what he thought or believed.
I mean, it's very sad he died.
Yeah, it's sad he died.
Sad when anyone dies, so.
Mm.
And I think particularly it being unexplained, I mean, it must be hard on the family as well, so.
Yeah, there's a little closure there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been worse. I mean, it would be worse if he'd actually just gone missing. So, at least, where he is. Oh my God, I'm so shit at comforting people when people have died. It could be worse.
He only coughed up 2 litres of black fluid before he died.
Yeah, we don't know that as fact, though.
Yeah, I was joking, Tom.
Yeah, okay. Right, so, I think we're done with this.
Okay.
Because this has already gone on far too long.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a short one as well.
I thought it was, and then I looked at the time after I'd gotten through his conspiracy theories, and then I was like, shite, we still actually have to talk about him and the murder.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully I can trim the fat on this one. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Okie dokes.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people are going to want to hate us, so I might as well just give you the resources now. I mean, there's the Facebook, there's the Twitter, there's the email, which is thedorkseduction@gmail.com. So yeah, if you want to criticize us, go ahead. It feeds me.
Yeah.
Hate feeds me. And basically me and Matt like to sit around and laugh about it whenever someone has like a meltdown about something we've said.
Yeah, because we're really not important, so...
Yeah, if you're getting that riled up.
Yeah.
The reason we have those functions of messaging, how old am I? Those functions of messaging is just on the off chance that other people might want to suggest stuff or say stuff that we can improve. Not to be called cunts or that we perpetuate rape, but that is also funny.
Yeah.
So we do have a laugh about that sometimes. So please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Please do. And I'll screenshot it and send it to our friends. I'll also screenshot and send the nice ones as well. So, and they're the ones that actually make us happy. And we're just like, we didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening. And good night.
Good day.
And Godspeed.
Yeah.
Good morning, probably.
Yeah.
Because I imagine people listen to this on the way to work. That's usually when I listen to podcasts.
Oh, God.
To get my brain going.
I feel sorry for them. We're preparing people for their day.
So do I. Okay, so we apologise to the family. Now we would like to apologise to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
For having to listen to us.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say bye because I don't want to fucking edit this thing anyway already. And I'm not going to want to edit it when I start editing it. So, bye.
Cheerio.